Hello. It's Jahara, and it's my mom.
Brenda.
This video is going to be about Fast and Furious. We are going to just share our thoughts about it. We might have a little different opinions, so it might get a little heated.
Good thing we're not talking about Charm. That would be a fight.
It would too, or Buffy. Okay, so how do you want to start the discussion?
It's your show. You start.
You're no help today.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. We both have the same favorite movies, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and we both don't like the third one at all.
I really like the second one. It's when they introduced Roman, and he is one of my favorite characters. He is so freaking funny and so fucking handsome. I love him.
Now that they made the whole Hobbs and Shaw thing,
which surprisingly was a better movie than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Hobbs is going to be in the next one, which means they won't have to fire Roman. Even though Roman is part of the team and Hobbs technically isn't, they probably would fire Roman over Hobbs because he's more famous.
Yes, The Rock is a lot more famous than Tyrese Gibson.
But since he also has problems with Vin Diesel, I doubt they're going to replace Vin Diesel since he is the star. So maybe that's also part of the reason why they started the Hobbs and Shaw.
Maybe. And Jason Statham is very famous.
Nowadays,
and they really couldn't keep going on with him unless they turned around and made him good, and that kind of
there's no fun in that.
Yeah.
But he did help them in the 8th one, but at the same time in the 7th, in the Hobbs and Shaw, you saw that he wasn't completely good, even though he was helping saving the world. It's mostly to save his sister, and him and his sister ended up breaking out his mom at the end of jail. So
kind of like that.
So it's like he's good, but he's not at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about them bringing Paul Walker's twin to play Brian?
No. First of all, I think they should stop with the series altogether. I think they're killing it.
They're supposed to go up to 10 and stuff.
Well, honestly, I think they're killing it.
Oh, they should have stopped at 7.
Yeah, after he died, I get that they already were in the middle of making another one, this, that, and whatever, but they really just shouldn't keep going.
See?
Especially bringing back, now Brian and Mia are my two favorites on the show.
I would love to see them again.
Yeah.
As individuals, I love them.
Even when you look at his twin, even though they look a lot alike, you can tell that it's not him.
And he's not going to have Paul Walker.
And he's not going to have the same chemistry with Mia either. So I mean,
but it's sad because if Brian can't come back, Mia can't come back. I love them both.
No, that's not entirely true. I mean, she could say that Brian was working, or Brian was off doing something with the kids, and she was just there to visit her brother and meet her new nephew.
Yeah.
You know? So Mia could actually show up without Brian.
I hope so. I love Mia.
Yeah, Jordana Brewster is a great actress. I loved her on The Faculty. She was very beautiful.
That was a good movie. I need to watch that again. I haven't seen that in a while. I wonder if you can find that on Google Play.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
some older movies you can't. You can't find Secret Admirer.
Yeah, but that movie was never even very popular or anything. No. It was one of those low-key movies back in the 80s. So yeah.
But I love how they just keep bringing in Paul Walker tributes, like the 7th one, that one was the best tribute. But then at the end, the 8th one, they did a tribute by naming Dom's son, Vin Diesel.
Brian.
Yes! Okay, thank you! I couldn't think of it. Okay.
Yeah. But that blew my mind too, the fact that he had a kid with what's-her-face.
And honestly, I think he should have been much older.
Yeah, I do too.
That would have been a long time away.
It was.
He should have been at least a couple years old.
They don't seem to grow up very fast.
Apparently not. And the 6th and 7th movie must have been a pretty big jump because his son seemed to be.
But a lot of times they, even though it takes 3 years for the next movie to come out, they a lot of times start that movie at the end of the last one. So in the movies, time had not gone by too fast, even though there's a 3-year period between the movies, a lot of times during the movies, like when they made Back to the Future 2 and 3, they made them back to back. It took a couple of years for the third one to come out, but it literally started exactly where the second one left off. Therefore, even though the movie time was years apart, the time in the movies was not. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
So which could be why.
Brian's son had to be around 3. He was going to preschool. He was talking perfectly, so there had to be a pretty good distance in the movie too. Because at the end of the 6th one, he was still a baby.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, he was only like, what, 7, 8 months maybe, if even that?
If even.
Yeah, and then she was pregnant then. She would have just been pregnant.
She would have been pregnant again, yes.
No, I mean, can't think of her name.
Mia?
No.
Letty?
No.
Lane?
Yes.
Oh.
She would barely been pregnant then.
Yeah.
Because she said goodbye to him. So.
And then you saw her in the 7th one.
Yeah.
At the beginning. And
that's right.
And if there was a big jump in there, then that would have been a 3-year jump there. At least. And then by the 8th one, he should have been like, what, 4?
Yeah.
You think?
I think at least a couple of years old. And they had an infant in that movie. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
So both, I don't know.
But
never
as viewers, like unfortunately, a lot of times the writers and producers don't think that the viewers notice little things like that. But if you're an avid fan, like you are with Fast and Furious and the Harry Potters, you notice dumb stuff like that.
I noticed a lot of things Fast and Furious changed. Like they changed how
Letty and Dom met.
How Brian and Roman met.
Yeah, that really irritates me when Dom tells Letty that they met at a car race. When in the very first one, Mia tells Brian that Letty grew up in their neighborhood. She had a crush on Dom, used to follow him, and then whenever she became a teenager and started to develop, Dom noticed her, and that's when they started dating.
And with Brian and Roman, in the 5th one, when Brian introduces Roman to Dom, he's like, we met in juvie. But in the second one, when Brian sees Roman again, he says that they grew up together or something, right? They grew up together is how he's.
Yeah, but right? Juvie is a juvenile jail for kids. That means you can go to juvie when you're 10 years old.
I guess
so if you're doing bad things, you can go to juvie quite early. So they could have met when they were kids in juvie. And they grew up together. Yeah, and then knew each other after that. Yeah.
And when they showed a couple flashbacks of how Letty died, and one of them she wore a jacket, and the other one she didn't.
See, those are little things they don't expect us to realize, or I don't know if they think that we're too dumb, or
you usually don't the first time you watch it, but after you start watching it more and more because you really love it,
then
that's when you notice it.
Yeah, because the first time you usually do bypass
you miss
that
a
stuff.
few things.
Well, a friend of mine once told me that it takes at least 3 times to really be able to watch every inch of a movie. Because the first time you're watching it, you have distractions like kids and other stuff. The second time, you notice things you didn't notice the first time. So by the time the third time you watch it, then you've actually noticed all the stuff you didn't notice the first few times, which is why you miss little things like that. There are several things that I've watched shows hundreds of times, and all of a sudden Jahar would come up to me and say, "Hey, Mom, did you notice this?" And I'm like, "Man, I've seen that movie 50 times, and I didn't even notice that."
I don't even notice it until I read it somewhere, because I end up reading all these crap online, and I'm like, wait, I didn't notice that.
And you can watch the movie a good 20 times and not notice something until someone brings it to your attention, and then you're like, "Oh my God, when did that start?" You know? Yeah, it's funny. But Fast and Furious franchise is one of my favorite. I love the car race, and I love the vault scene. But I really love the what's it called? The tank scene. I love the tank scene because what's his face? Shaw, right? Not
Owen Shaw.
Owen Shaw. He did not care about people just running people over like he owned the road, which we all wish we could do that during rush hour traffic. Trust me, I have major issues during rush hour traffic, especially when I'm walking in Walmart. But anyway,
One of my favorite parts of the whole ball scene, not including the one where you found out it was all like a trick.
Oh, that was
I
so
love that.
freaking neat.
But
That was so
I also
freaking neat.
love when they took out the bank. It was like, did you just take out that bank?
Well, in the tank scene, I absolutely loved when Letty went flying, and then Dom flew over and grabbed her.
Later, Letty asked.
Yeah, she asked, "How did you know?" He goes, "I didn't." You know, that shows a leap of love and faith. But I'm not surprised very easily. Usually, like even when I watch a horror show or whatever, I can usually figure out who's the killer at least by the middle of the movie, if not sooner. But in that one with Owen Shaw, I was actually literally surprised at the end when you find out the woman that was working with The Rock turned out to be actually working with Owen. That did surprise me. And I love shows that throw in that surprise where you literally don't know until the end who it is.
I love that scene,
and
though.
I love that. Yeah.
I love when he's like, coming back, and everyone just looks at Letty, and she's like, yep, I'm coming.
That was great.
I also love because you really see how much Brian loves me. You always see how much Brian loves Mia, but I just love how when he found out that she was kidnapped, how she
the tears in his eyes. You can't fake that kind of love. You can't.
You know, he just ran. And I love, I think that was a turning point for Hobbs too. By helping them let Shaw go to save Mia.
Yes.
That was a turning point for him.
Well, I think during that movie, he also learned to respect. He respected Dom and them.
I like the scene when I think it was it was the end of the fifth one when Mia was pregnant, and they were all about to be arrested, and then the whole fight starts,
his team died,
and then
that's when he learned to respect Dom and them, because when Elaine let them go, then they immediately defended Hobbs. And therefore, he got a newfound respect. He knew that they knew what they were doing.
Even though they did illegal stuff, they had good hearts.
Yes, and if they cared about you, they were ride and die. And he figured that out. That's why he helped them, and that's why when he needed them during the Owen situation, he went to them first because he knew that they are the ones that could get it done.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing I didn't understand from Hobbs and Shaw, because I figured that Hobbs would have called Dom to ask for help. He did with the whole Shaw thing.
Right.
He didn't. But that was.
Nothing to do with Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, still. I love the scene with Mia announcing she's pregnant.
Oh yeah.
I loved what Tess said.
Are you kidding me right now?
What? No.
That's the first thing he said.
Oh, well, yeah, but after that, did he slap?
Oh, did he slap the ass or?
Did he grab?
Yeah. Which is the same thing. What's his face? Ludacris said.
Lucas is Tess.
Tess said to what's her face?
Giselle when she got the hand. That part
got the handprint. Yeah, the two of them are like best friends. I'm sorry, Tez and Roman are definitely best friends.
Definitely,
because they are just alike and they banter off of each other. It's really even more than Brian and Roman. Really,
actually, I love when the three of them go out. I love when Brian and Tess go out the kind of get up on Roman, like when they were doing that whole remote control car thing.
Oh, I love that surprise scene when The Rock says to Roman about his big head, and Ted spits out his juice. We found out that was improvised.
Because The Rock didn't have a line after what Ted said, or Roman said, and then so he just spat it out, and then that's why Ted's
reaction was so genuine.
Because that's why it happened like that, because he was so shocked and he started laughing and couldn't control it. I love improvised scenes; they're so funny.
I love that part, and wasn't even meant to be. So, well,
improvised scenes are always the funniest, because it wasn't supposed to happen. Yet it was so funny that they kept it.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah. You're jumping. I wonder. I bet the ninth one's going to be about that girl from the eighth one, since they never caught her. What's her name? Cypher, something like that.
Oh, right. The blonde chick. Yeah. I still think they need to stop. I think they're killing it. Because
We should stop at the seventh one.
Granted, I think that the more that they went on, I loved the fact that they brought everyone together.
I love that.
You know, in the first
the fifth one.
yeah, the first you have Ben, you have Dom and his crew, and then in the second one, Dom and his crew weren't there, and you just simply had Brian, and then they brought in Roman and Tez. But I really wish they would have kept Suki. I loved her.
And Tez would have been perfect together.
Yeah, I did love her, and I think she would work good with Mia too. You know.
Yeah.
I really wish that they would
brought her back.
I wish they'd bring her back now.
Yeah.
You know, have her just show up. You
and
know, whatever. Yeah, because they were great together, and I really loved her.
Yeah.
And she was very beautiful, but and talented. Saw she drew, but when they eventually brought everyone together.
I love that scene when they were all talking about the people they needed. They showed the people.
But that was great because they all work great together and they all bring in something
that the team needs.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little sad. I was glad they brought Vince back because he was the one that caused the most stink in the first one. But it was kind of sad that he died, especially since he had a young son.
Sad, but it was sad.
Yeah, well, you know, I never cried over his death either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I cried over Han and Giselle.
I did not cry over their mother. I was sad about their deaths.
Actually, I didn't cry. I think the first time I cried when Giselle died, but after that, now I only cry when they find out, and then Brian walks over and hugs him, and then Han just breaks down. I cannot stop.
That's when I got upset as well. But I'm glad they fixed the third one because the third one made absolutely no sense
but they
whatsoever.
kind of brought it in. It's supposed to go after.
But then they moved it afterwards, and they actually made it make sense into because it made absolutely no sense.
You know,
and then all of a sudden they made it make sense by kind of pushing it out of the third spot and moving it towards the end.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty awesome thing.
Because Han was in Tokyo for last year before he ended up dying, and that's what he did in Tokyo. You know, it's supposed to be what he was doing after the sixth movie.
Yeah.
And then he died. They had to kill him off. But there's actually rumors. My dad heard that they're supposed to bring it back because he never actually saw him die. Someone could have pulled him out or something.
Which is the same thing that happened with Letty. You saw her car explode, so you just assumed that she was dead, and you find out later she wasn't.
Yeah.
Well,
same thing could have been for
Shaw did the same thing. All I can think of Shaw was his first name. Deckard Shaw. He shot up the car, and you saw Han laying there. You don't know if Han actually made it out or not. So there's a possible chance that Han turns out to be alive. You didn't see Giselle either.
True.
Giselle fell to the ground. Granted, they were up high, but she could have got seriously injured. You'd be surprised how some people survive things like that.
I thought for sure Owen Shaw would have died by what happened to him, but he was only in a coma and eventually woke up.
Yeah, see? So it's very possible that even Giselle's still alive.
What happened to Deckard too, falling into the ground like that? You think he would have died? No one on the show could die, apparently.
It must be a soap opera. Nobody ever dies there either. You can take a little bit more.
Yours?
Oh. That's it. Put it down. My daughter's over here trying to steal my soda.
There's no news there.
Hello.
Go sit. No. Okay. Where were we?
We were talking about
how no one dies.
Yes.
Well, if it's like any other show I watch, I mean,
I say they should bring everybody back. The only problem is the girl that plays Giselle is now Wonder Woman. And
so
by the way, I actually liked that movie.
I didn't see it.
I saw Wonder Woman. It was actually pretty good. Of course, then again, I'm a fan of the original. You know, I used to watch the original series with Linda Carter. I watched the original Wonder Woman movies. So
even though I would love if Giselle came, with her being this big Wonder Woman now, she's not coming back.
Not unless they pay her a lot of money. Probably. Now she's doing the Avengers and stuff, right?
DC. Wonder Woman is DC. Wonder Woman, Supergirl, they're all DC.
But she's on the Avengers, right? Wonder Woman.
No. She's DC.
Okay, I don't understand.
Avengers is Marvel.
Okay. But she was on something where she was with Superman and them.
I think that was a Suicide Squad. I never seen that.
She was not on Suicide Squad because that was, yeah.
Well, maybe they made another movie. All I know is that she's not on Avengers because she's not a Marvel character. Avengers are only for Marvel.
What's Giselle's name in real life?
Crap, I used to know it, now I forgot. Starts in my tongue, starts with a G. Look that up. It's gonna annoy me.
Alright, well, I don't have much more to talk about on the Fast and Furious franchise, so I'm going to leave the rest to my daughter for her if she has any other more thoughts on the Fast and Furious franchise. But I'm curious to find out what her name is, because I know as soon as she says it, I'm going to know.
Gail Gata. Gail Gata. I'm probably saying that
We'll just
wrong.
call her Gail. Right.
I liked her with Han. They were so cute together. They're probably my second favorite couple after Brian and Mia. Letty and Dom would be third.
I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Letty and Dom. Really.
I like them together, but it's not like...
It's, I don't know. But I'll leave you to finish the rest because I don't really have much more to discuss about Fast and Furious.
I don't think I do either. Well, for now. I probably will come up with more ideas later.
Which is usually what happens. Like, for the moment, just can't. And then later on, you're like, oh man, I should have said this.
Isn't that how it always goes, though?
Hey, it is.
Like, it's like when you wanted to know what something is or called or something, you can't, when you need to know it in that moment, you can't think. I know I've done that on other YouTube videos, you know, I'm trying to think of something and I can't think of it until after it's over.
But then all of a sudden you're watching TV hours later and it'll pop into your head.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah, and there's nothing that made you think of it. It just pops in there. It's like, man, there it is. Yeah. I hate when that happens. And in my old age, it happens quite often.
You're not that old. You're not
old
even 50
age too. She's going to be 20 in a week, so...
Yeah, I'm getting old. I wonder if I have any gray hair yet.
Really?
What, you said you got gray hair yet in high school?
I did. I had gray hair right around here when I was 16 years old. And it's the only gray hair I still have. Is right here. I've gotten a little bit more, but it's all right up the front top of my head. That's it. So I'm lucky about it. And she laughed.
So I guess that's all for this video. Tomorrow I'm going to do Charm Deaths. And maybe Friday, or not Friday, I work
If
Friday.
I'm in the room, you might hear my voice offset because some of the charm crap that she likes or dislikes, I disagree with. So if you really want to see a banter, have us talk about Charmed or Buffy because we will be arguing.
Maybe one of these days we should do another one and do either Charm or Buffy.
Probably, because we agreed a lot about Fast and Furious, but when it comes to Charmed and Buffy,
We're gonna disagree.
Yeah, there's a lot of villains she likes that I don't, a lot of scenes that she likes that I don't,
and vice versa.
And her perception of stuff when it comes to Charmed and Buffy is all wrong.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're wrong. About anything that has to do with Charmed and Buffy, okay?
No, that's not okay. What? No.
Until next time.
No. What? No. Hey. What? Really?
You guys made a video?
Anyways, like I said, like on here, no one dies, which is like a lot of these shows I watch apparently. Charm, Buffy, Supernatural, no one dies. So tomorrow I'll do Charm Death, and then since I work Friday, I'll probably do my next video Saturday, and I'll do Supernatural Deaths, because Dean, Cass, and Sam have died a lot. So I'll probably do that. I may or may not, that's not guaranteed, but the Charm Deaths for tomorrow is guaranteed. Supernatural Deaths is not, I may change it, I might do that the week after, or the week after, whenever I feel like it, basically. I never know. I might feel like doing something, but when the time comes, I feel like doing something else, you know, and sometimes I just forget, too, you know, I might forget and decide to do something else. But yeah, so, until next time.